He was telling me that they'd split up and I had to make a fake Instagram and go on the girl's Instagram and watch her story to find out. And she'd put the pictures of them together. So I inboxed her and I was like, oh, I basically just told her everything. And she didn't believe me. And I was like, right, I've got a Ring camera in my house. Like, I've got one on the door and I've got one inside my house. I was like, how much do you want to see? Because, like, can show you him.
I will show you him turning up
I sent her the Ring camera video and she still didn't believe me. I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, there is a video here. It says the date at the top and she's like, can you do this, this and this? I'm like, hun,
you know
I'm not getting paid enough for this.
The whole thing.
Hi guys, welcome back to Stripped Off Podcast with me, your host, Gia Clarke. And today I am joined by a very beautiful guest who is a good friend of mine. I'm going to let her introduce herself, so take it away.
Hiya, my name's Robyn Richards and it's very nice to meet you. I'm 25, I'm from Hampshire, and yeah, thanks for having me on.
Woo! Welcome to the pod. And for anyone who's new and if you've not watched this podcast before, this is mainly an insight into the adult industry and all other things connected to the SW life. So let's start with asking you the question that is probably what I just ask everyone. How did you get into this weird and wonderful world of OnlyFans and sex work in general?
Do you know what? It's a funny one. I don't think anyone's ever asked me that before. So when I was a bit younger, maybe around 18, I started doing webcamming. I think someone reached out to me. Like, she was always saved on my phone as Kelly Webcam. And I started doing webcamming on AW. Yeah. And then it just took up, like, then I had everyone in my uni house doing it. Like, it was
you got them on board with the webcam?
Yeah, we'd be like sat there having dinner at uni, and then we'd be like, so guys, after dinner, we're all gonna go upstairs, do a few little hours on webcam. And then, like, then I went into doing stripping and stuff like that. So it just naturally
progressed.
Evolved, yeah.
That's kind of similar to my story, to be honest. I started on webcam. I think that was the first one I did as well, AW. And then, yeah, it's kind of like, I think once you start doing that, you're like, why am I not, I'm already on the internet now. Yeah. Like, why am I not doing everything else?
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay. So, and, I said ooh so many times and I was gonna try and think of a witty way to bring it back to the fact that we are both now on AW again, if you want to webcam with us. We were actually just chatting about that before webcam, but we've not been, how long have you been back on there doing the webcam?
So I was doing camming on another site, do you know Strip Chat?
I think you mentioned that before, but is that one way you do you do that on your phone, or is it the same, like you just do it on a website?
You can do any of them now, you can pretty much do on your phone.
Oh, really?
AW you can do
Can
you?
Yeah.
Oh
my God, where
I'll show you how to.
Yeah, you have to give me a tutorial.
But Strip Chat is like, I don't know, it's a bit of a weird site, to be honest. Everybody gets leaked on there. Like,
do they?
No, I wouldn't recommend it, to be honest with you, but I started back up on Strip Chat most recently, and then obviously you put me through to your friends, and then
shout out to Cams, to Give a Damn, and Gemma Lucy,
yeah,
and Anna and everyone else who's helped in the webcam progress.
Really good and really like helpful with the girls and stuff like that. But yeah, I've been back on webcam a little bit, not like too much. I think it's better with 2Cam to Give a Damn because they don't press you to do like certain days and stuff.
Yeah.
My old agency was like to me, you have to do 4 hours, 5 days a week. And I'm like, if I wanted to work 25 hours a week, yeah, I'll go get a job in like B&Q or something. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know exactly what you mean. This is why one of the reasons I actually stopped dancing, because you'd think like in a strip club that like you could just work, like you're self-employed.
No.
You are paying, like most strip clubs, well pretty much all strip clubs, you pay to go there to work. Yeah. So like I'm paying you. There's one in Liverpool. I don't know if I'm allowed to say which. I'm just gonna say I think it's exclusive, and you have to work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
yeah.
every single week.
Every week.
Why am I self-employed and then I have to give you 4 days of my time every single week.
Yeah.
The whole point of being self-employed surely is that you can just work your own hours. I don't know.
Girls that have ended up in debt with strip clubs.
Oh no, same.
Because they don't go for shifts, or because they didn't make the house fee, and then you end up owing a strip club like £1,000 or whatever it is because you've done it for like. And it's like, really though, like other girls would have had a VIP, like your house fee. You probably made that 10 times, but then one girl doesn't show up, or for whatever reason you don't get the house fee, and now they're in debt to you. Like, it's a crazy world.
I know. Do you know X in the City in Liverpool? Like, so it's a really good club because obviously that you keep all the money, so you pay the house fee, but then say if you like miss a shift, then you owe them like £200 house fee if you miss a Saturday night. So when you say if you go in the next weekend, you have to make like £400 before you've made any money. So it's just a bit ridiculous, really, isn't it? Like, especially with that's a reason mainly why I wanted to change to webcam, because I'm thinking if I'm going to be sat in like a dead empty club all night that I've paid to be in, potentially losing money.
You can only get money off the people who come in. Like
exactly.
When you're online, there's an unlimited amount of customers, but when you're sat in a club, one, they don't really like you going on your phone. 2, you're sat there for like 10 hours. Like you might be there from like 8, 9 p.m. and you're there till 6 in the morning. So you're sleeping long. It's not even just like the late night. It's like the next day you're written off. Your sleeping pattern's done. Like if I wake up at 3 p.m, I can't really do anything on my day off anyway.
Exactly.
Because I'm asleep the whole day. Like the whole stripping thing is only really good if you're like a party girl, I think.
Yeah, and I think because you don't have any social life. When you're a stripper, that is your social life. Like the strip club is your fun, especially like with a club like Exclusive or any other club where you have to work the weekend. But even if you don't have to work the weekend, you pretty much do anyway, because that's the best time for you to go in and earn money. So it's kind of like, I don't know.
Most of them you have to. I mean, when I worked in Bristol, I think you just had to do 2 shifts a week. And they prefer you to do the weekend, but they had that many girls that it was like a waiting list. So like everyone wanted to work the weekend because you might not get it if you don't sign yourself up for it.
Oh really?
But like otherwise, when I came to Liverpool, I'm not gonna lie, X in the City put me off being that was probably another reason why I went to OnlyFans, because I went for an audition. And like in Bristol, the council have like different rules. Like there's like lines on the floor. You're not allowed to, like
X in the City is not lines on the floor.
So like when I went for my audition, like I'm like hovering over the girl, you know, like this, and she's like, "This is a lap dance," you know, but like, you know, Scouse being like, "What do you call that? A lap dance, love?" And I'm like,
"Oh God."
Yeah. And it was really intimidating. Like obviously, like I was new to the city, and like it wasn't nice at all. Like it put me off.
Oh
like,
really?
Completely. And then I worked in another club in Liverpool not that long ago, like last year, not maybe like October, when I left my other job, and like it was so dirty in there that I'd carry around a blanket with me because I didn't want to sit on a seat.
Oh really?
Yeah, that is just not. I feel like the world since lockdown, I think strippers have gone a bit.
And I think a lot of it is because everything's so easily accessible online now. And I think, like, as a guy, I get why people would want to go into a strip club, because obviously, like, it's real life interaction. But, like, online, I think a lot of people like it because they can, like, some of the weird, like, things that they want to ask, or even not so weird, like, they can hide behind a screen. They don't have to be them. Yeah. They can be, like, say whatever, really, and, like, you don't know that it's them. So they can kind of, like, choking a little bit. Let me just have a little drink of my drink.
I don't think people have a problem with that though. Like there's one strip club I was working in Liverpool, and a guy used to come in, and all the girls used to call him Captain America, and he'd come in with chains on underneath his vest, and like he'd pay me to sit in like the VIP room before and just rub my feet, like. But like you've got to be very
They're the best ones.
Out there. You got to be very confident. I feel like. It's the party scene with stripping. Like, if you're, like, out with the lads on a night out and you want to just be around bare birds, then that's why you'd go to that kind of place. But other than that, like, to have a genuine connection with someone, you either may as well go and do it online and have, like, an online girlfriend, or get a fair exchange for your money and go and see an escort.
Yeah, so one thing that I never used to understand.
You can't touch them.
Well, when I used to dance, right, in Magaluf, the club that I worked at, like, I used to make insane money, that like better money than I've made anywhere in the world in Magaluf, right? I never thought that, but it was the case. And I was in between 2 brothels, and I've never understood, like, why are you coming and spending your money on me when you can literally get a shag for half the price next door? Like, I don't understand. Anyway, but I think some guys like prefer, I don't know, everyone's obviously got their own different like things that they like, don't like, or whatever. But sometimes I'd say to them like, would you not like go next door? And they're like, oh no, like I'm not into that. So I suppose it's just swings and roundabouts in it, really. Like,
yeah, I think they're all different. These men, like they've got too much to choose from, to be honest. Like, why is there? Well, I don't think women are stupid enough to pay for it, but at the same time, it's like. Not stupid, sorry guys. But like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you've got strip clubs, you've got bars you can go to where there's women dancing around on the bar or serving you in a tiny pair of shorts. You've got escorts, you've got OnlyFans. Like, what do we have?
I suppose that there is like male versions of that. Like, I went to Chippendales. No, I went to Chippendales in Vegas. It was so fun. Like, it was really good. And they do the same as that. Like, they have like butlers in the buff that are going around in the little shorts. I suppose it's just the same. But I know like Dream Boy is the one in Liverpool. One of my friends was dating a Dream Boy. I think.
They're everywhere. They travel around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they just...
Is it just like the English Chippendales?
So they do like dances and stuff. But do you know what's really interesting? Because obviously being in this industry, I've done some research about, you know, putting on sex shows and stuff like that. And I've been looking into it recently about like the licensing, everything that it is. And so for women... to be like in a live performance or a live show, there can't be any penetration, right? But for men, they can get naked, but they're not allowed to be erect.
What, is that in England or anywhere?
England. So like,
yeah, I was going to say, what about Dream Boys?
They'll like hold like a flag or something and like, I don't know, like gyrate their hips so that it like flops around, but they can't get erect.
What if they do? Do they just have to like hide it behind the flag?
Think of something in your head to make you go floppy. I don't know, but like that's a lot of pressure. Pick the girl. Like we like said to them like, oh, our mates just got engaged and stuff. Obviously she hadn't, and they like come over, picked her up, was like pretending to like shag her and stuff. It was quite. It was like very exciting.
Oh, I love going to like male thingy shows. When we went to Chippendales, it was my like 21st birthday. I was already a stripper at this point, and I went with one of my friends. She was a stripper as well. There was just us two there, but most of the people that were there were like in America, like big American Hindus. So there was like big groups, but then just us two. And they were like, right, we need volunteers to come on the stage. So my friend was like, pick it. So they was like, right, you're first. So they put me first. And then the next two girls they got from these big massive groups. And then the task when we got up on stage, we all had to do like different challenges. And like one of the girls was like, oh, you have to like do something with this banana. Or like the other girl was like, do something else. My one was give him a lap dance. I was like, perfect. Hello. Like, I am a stripper. This is my time to shine. So I went up and like, do you know the move that you do sometimes in the strip club where you like put your legs there and you put your hands on the floor and like twerk in the face? And he was like, you've definitely done this before. Like, no. I'm like, oh, what? This old trick. Like, to just whip this up right here. And then anyway, it got to the end and they did the vote like, obviously, I should have won, but at the end, no, I came last because it was like one of the ones where they had to make you cheer. It was like right, number one, and obviously when I think the audience wasn't too big,
fault. They didn't cheer loud.
I only had one mate. These other girls had like were in like big groups. So when they went, oh, cheer for this girl, it was like one person, woo, and then the other two were like, ah. So I lost. I was a bit good. I know. Well, I'm going back to Vegas. I'm literally going in 2 weeks to Vegas. So, and I'm
Chippendale.
Yeah, it's my friend's Hindu. So, but obviously I won't get picked. They'll probably pick her. But I'll be like, I'm back for vengeance.
Hello.
I'm like, can I go on your behalf? I know. Literally, I definitely need to get back. But right, I've thought of something in my head that we really need to talk about today. Okay. And I think you know what I'm going to talk about. We started it in the car and I was like, no, we need to talk about that on here. So obviously on the topic of adult films, what big news has been in the news this week is obviously the viral footage of the police officer and the inmate. Now, I don't really know the ins and outs of this. How much do you know about this? Apparently, the woman has an OnlyFans.
She's really...
I've seen that. I've watched the video. She's loving it.
She's loving it, and she's like...
And there's no way, if it was real, that I don't think she'd let them, like, put the camera.
How do you know his cellmate didn't set them up for, like, a... If this video goes anywhere, you're gonna have to pay. That's the whole thing's speculation, isn't it?
Yeah,
I cause a big. Oh, what was the situation? Just thought of another one. Where is Jay Slater?
Oh my god, have you seen that TikTok that's like somebody's made like a house song that goes Jay Slater wandered in the night, found the neon lights. I swear to God, I was scrolling and it came up. I was like,
no, I haven't
what is
seen
this?
It
is I'm gonna have to like link
where
it.
it's saying it's not funny. Like someone on the search has shouted auto glass repair in like the assumption that Jay Slater from the woods somewhere is gonna shout back. Auto glass replaced.
Oh my god. People are savage, but apparently everyone is like making memes and stuff because he hit someone with a machete. I don't really know the ins and outs.
He could be reformed and missing, or nah, it's too much. Like none of his family even showed up to the search. Why would you?
Well, the search is called off now, I think.
Go from me for 30 grand on the day he went missing.
I don't know, but I feel like this has moved from the
yeah. I'm sorry.
It's all right. We're just covering the topics of the world right now. But I don't really know what else we can add about the prison guard, to be fair.
Well, do you think it's real?
No, because I don't think because they get right up in her face at the camera. I think if it was real, you'd be like, oh no, like, don't film me. Surely she wouldn't be willing to be filmed.
No, surely not. And also, she is gorgeous. Like, how could you be?
Well, doesn't she have a page? I think she has an OnlyFans page.
It's a very well thought out marketing process.
Oh yeah,
traffic to her page.
But that's not the first time like someone's done something like this. Like people do.
It's staged.
Someone did. I tried to copy it a little. Not copy it, but I tried to do it for myself. Do you remember the girl who got that like fake tattoo on her head and then it went viral and she was like, you're all so stupid, this is a fake tattoo?
Same, actually. Let me just wrap this up.
No, she got like some writing. It said like, I'm sure it said like something really ridiculous, and then I don't remember. It was right. It was only like a few months ago, and I was like, I'm gonna copy this, and I got my tattooist to do me a fake OnlyFans logo there, but it got removed for sexual. Obviously, it got removed.
Oh,
like,
Instagram.
Oh my god! At the minute, right, me and Instagram, me and Meta are not friends. Like we're having a bit of a feud. My Instagram is saying like, oh, it can't be recommended to anyone.
Can't be recommended to people for what?
But there's nothing there. It's saying like, it just says it can't be recommended. Then it says, consider editing this. But then it's just a blank thing. Yeah, and I'm like, there's nothing to edit. It is empty.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
I'm on you, girl. I am on you.
They're just out to get us, I think.
Literally a joke. You post something that's like risque, they don't say anything. You post in like a bikini on the beach, like actually meant to be a bikini pic, and they're like, we can't show this to people, like this is sexual whatever. Like, what are you doing?
I know, it is very like
I get them
unfair.
on posts that have nothing remotely sexual whatsoever.
Oh my god, like, I did one that was like, well, do you know the Happy New Year ones where you just like post clips of your year? I did one that was like that, and the only thing that I can think of it on it is that there's a little bit on it where I'm like on a pole, but I'm like fully clothed on this pole. But like people are pole dancing on Instagram. Yeah, why can I not?
As well.
It's a sport. Pole dancing is gonna be an Olympic sport.
Really?
Yeah, because of all the like fitness and stuff. They're can you tell like pole dance? They said like, I'm sure I read it because I was having an argument.
It's a hard graft, you know. That
it's well hard.
I was up till 3:30 pole dancing to acoustic screamo covers just this morning.
Which screamo covers did you choose to dance to?
I was listening to Breaking Benjamin, I Will Not Bow. Mainly that.
I don't know which
I'm not
one
going to sing.
Okay.
I've got the lungs for it, but maybe on the way back.
Okay, maybe in the car you'll treat me to
I'll treat you to a little sip.
And so oh God, why am I so awkward when I change the topic? I just stop and go like,
okay.
I just feel like there's no way to like change topics without it just being awkward. I don't know how
We'll just
how other
we'll
podcasts.
Go, ooh.
Like, ooh, and that was such a weird ooh that came out of me before. I just got so excited. But what I was gonna say is this is obviously not our first time that we've met. It's like this is our third time.
I know.
And so we actually met on a podcast. Shout out Cancel Culture. It was Cancel Culture, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Shout out Cancel Culture. And then we actually met up again and did some little films. So if you want to see some stuff of us together, then come sign up to our web. But also, we go live together as well. We had so much fun on our live.
We had a ball.
We really did. Maybe too much of a ball. We did have fun though.
We drank a lot on that.
We did. So we usually
a whole bottle of Dead Man's Finger, you know.
Yeah, usually when we go live, I tend to like not drink strong shots or like not drink spirits, so that because the guys that watch the live like us to drink, so they're like, have a shot, and we're like, woo, and then yeah. But we had fun. So if you want to see more of us live, then you know where to go. We'll be announced in our next live soon. I don't know why I've randomly brought this in the middle of the podcast.
But it needed to be mentioned.
I know. I feel like if I didn't say it then when I remembered, I would have just not mentioned it, and then I would have been like, damn it. That's what I forgot.
Yeah. But it's definitely worth the watch.
100%. And if you want to watch the last one that we did, just let either of us know, and we can send that to you. So what are some funny or like weird things that you've either been asked to do and not done, or that you've actually done since you've been an adult entertainer? So this can be online, it can be in the strip club, it can be in person, it can be like any sexual request or something that someone said that you've been like, that's a bit weird, and you've thought, oh, I'm not doing that, or you've just thought, fuck it, I'll do it anyway.
I've got a good one.
Go on.
Last night.
Spill it.
So I have a guy that like he'll always get on me, you know, towards the end of the month, payday, obviously it must be, and he's like, have you got the voice in it? Like he'll be very like seedy and like, do you know what I mean? And I know what he wants every time, and he wants like videos of me, not even like naked or anything, or voice notes of me being like, if you were my boyfriend, I would let you come home from a hard day at work and watch me getting fucked, and whilst you'd sit in the corner, and
my
I'd
God,
spit
yeah.
at you.
Is that like cock kind of thing? So,
but they love it. They're like, tell me you'd make me watch, and like how you'd compare me to them, and like how I'm so pathetic, and they absolutely love it.
No, they do. I had a guy not too long ago. I'm surprised that it was like the first of its kind, to be honest, because I know how popular this kind of fetish is, but I just no one had ever asked me to do it before. And then I was the same. A guy messaged me. It was like, could you send me some voice notes of saying how when I come home from work and I'd find you like in bed with another guy, and I'd just watch and like
it's
let
always
it happen.
White guys wanting for you to talk about a BBC.
Yeah, a lot of the time.
And I
well.
don't mean the British Broadcasting Company.
Well, I mean, what could BBC stand for?
No, it always is, but generally, yeah, they are just so strange. Like, I get that a lot.
Yeah.
That's like probably one of my... I have one guy on cam who asked me to sit on the edge of my bed and just say I really need a wee for ages. Just going, oh, I really need a wee.
Really? Oh, that's a good one. I've never heard of that one before.
Isn't that funny?
I know. I get you must get fart guys caught. Like I think I get a guy asking me for fart things like and it's not just one guy. Like it's multiple guys. And I think I said something about this on this podcast before.
Did.
But like some girl who I know out of one of my groups, someone was like, oh, can I buy a fart video? And she's like, yeah, and he paid her, and then she just didn't do the fart. Like she like put on like a fake fart noise or something, and then the guy kicked off. He was like, oh, I know that wasn't a real fart because I could see your arsehole. Like your arsehole didn't go like that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like for the fart. So she got busted like, doing the fake. That must be what they like.
Investigation.
Yeah. Well, I suppose if that's your fetish,
if that's
then
your
like
fetish, you'd know.
Yeah, you're gonna,
and you'd be fuming. Imagine I just paid you to fucking fart for me.
Like,
and you're
fart
just
for
like,
me, baby girl.
Do you know what? My friend used to have a Twitter. It used to be called Gassy Girl.
No
And
way.
She used to sell her farts, and lads would be sending all messages like, I know you're lactose intolerant. Have you had any milk today, babe?
Stop it. Oh my God. That's
And,
hilarious.
Like, anyone I know who's really gotten into it just says like they can't sustain recording farts all day because it's damaging to the body.
That girl, that Stepanka, the one that basically, like, she was the main fart in a jar girl. She was, she got hospitalised from the diet she was eating because she was putting on, like, reels being like, basically saying, like, oh, day in the life, this is what I eat for breakfast. She was is it protein powder or some kind of powder? She was, like, waking up going, oh yeah, a bit of this, bit of that, and then this, and then she's like, eating my beans, she's eating all this stuff, and then like in the end she's like, oh yeah, and then I eat it, but she has to eat all that stuff a day, and then to keep her farts like humming, and then she just got hospitalised because she was doing it too much. But someone told me she was, I think Sian told me on this podcast, she farts on a petal, and that they like wet the petal or something, and then she farts on the petal. And then they put the petal in like a jar, and then the jar goes to whoever wants it.
Why a petal? I
think it's just to like,
just for like the aesthetic, or is there science behind it?
I don't think it'll be a real petal. I think it'll be like, do you know like when you get for Valentine's Day, they're like material petals?
Okay.
Do you know like when you spray
flower?
No, because then it'd smell nice. That's not what they want. they don't want rose farts. They want the good stuff. They want the.
Well, people say roses smell like poo.
I know, yeah. In the famous words of Outcast.
Yeah,
maybe that's why she chose a petal. Who knows? But yeah, that's another weird.
Well,
weird and wonderful.
I always think of the logistics behind it. Like, you know, when people say, like, I've never pissed on anyone, but I know a lot of people that have been pissed on, and I know a lot of people that have done it. And I always think, if someone said to me, piss on me, I'd be like, well, am I taking the shower curtain down and putting it on the bed? Or are you getting in the bath? Like,
yeah, I did it in the bath. Oh my God, I pissed on a random guy, a random scouser that I met, and I really hope he's not watching this.
They
follows me
are
on
bad
Instagram.
for it,
but this years ago, we was in Ibiza. It was me and another OnlyFans girl, and this scouser was like, come back for a party, but we were like all fucked, like woo, and they had like one of them big like walk-in showers, and we were in the shower, and like this guy just came, and he was like, will you piss on me? And we were just like, yeah.
Scouse lads, have like the weirdest fetishes of all.
Oh yeah,
because most of them have probably been in prison and completed porn, so they come out and they're like, listen, I've had a knocker up my ass for the last 10 years, so shove whatever up there, love. Do you know what I mean?
They are funny though. I do love Scousers. Like when I lived in Liverpool, I don't think I'd ever have. I don't know if I'd ever date a Scouser. I think I'd get a bit lost with the lingo, but I do think they are hilarious and they are fun to like party with. I think like they're just when you see two Scouse people talk to each other, it's just comedy gold, I think.
Oh, I had to make a list. I've got like a 4-page,
like a dictionary, Scouse dictionary.
Slang. I have like loads in my notes and it's got everything in there.
Oh my God, I think we were talking about this on the live, but you know like when people in Liverpool, like if you say, oh, I'm steaming, I was in the strip club and I was like saying to these Scouse guys like, oh my God, I'm steaming because I'd been drinking all night. Obviously, if you're from like anywhere else in the UK, you would think that means
anywhere else though. It means drunk.
Literally anywhere, like, but not Liverpool. It means you are horny. So I'm in the strip club going like, oh yeah, I'm so steaming. Like, oh, girl, I bet you are.
Get back to ours then, girl, are ya? Oh yeah, no, all the time. Like, when I first arrived there, like people, I would say like, "Oh yeah, I'm steaming." Me, it was like, "Ooh, I've been."
I know it's just like a completely different.
Or they'll be like, "I'm steaming off you, girl."
What does that mean? That you're horny?
That means
they're horny.
I'm getting horny over you. Like you're making me rock solid.
Oh my God. Well, they're not shy, definitely.
No.
I love that. Who would be your dream collab So it doesn't even have to be like an OnlyFans person. It can be anyone.
Obviously, the prison guard from HMP Wandsworth, or whatever it's called.
What, the girl?
At the moment, yeah.
What, do you mean to jump on the back of the clout?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's understandable. No, what about Hector? Surely she's more famous than HMP.
Hear me out, yeah. When I watched that, I was like, Hector, to me, is a big
Green it! Oh my god, I thought that as well.
What are you doing?
I was literally thinking, because I was like, I was live on OnlyFans and I'd obviously not seen the meme. I'm a bit of a grandma. I don't really go on social media every single day.
I only saw it today.
Did you? I think, I'm a bit more with it than that. I saw it about 3 days ago. But see, people kept commenting on my live being like, Hawkter, and I was like, what is a hawkter? And I was thinking it's some like animal, and I was like, what is going on? And then someone was like, oh, it's when you spit on a thing. And then I watched the video and I'm like, that's like
that's like a phlegm. That's like a thick, like, oh, it's been in the back of your throat when your surely like tar or something. Like, that's not right. Like, it's meant to be more of like a dribbly one, isn't it?
Yeah, like I get the tur. But not the hawk.
Not the bit.
Maybe just tur.
Yeah.
Definitely, there's no need for the hawk.
What I thought. I was like, really, girl? Like,
but yeah, I feel like there's a lot of like sexual things in the news at the moment on the internet. Is that classed as the news? Kind of the news. Surely the Hawkter girl is on our news somewhere. She's
I doubt
huge.
she's on ITV this morning, but
well, yeah, probably not that. But she's definitely doing bits.
She's doing bits.
Didn't she delete all her social media? So she's
I would. Her parents are fuming.
I don't know. Well, yeah, I suppose like
she has just gone viral. Yeah.
For saying, oh my god, it's my 5 minutes of fame.
Phlegms on eggplants. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, basically. Oh yeah, I suppose because someone said she got sacked as well from her job, and then she deleted all the social media. But apparently, she's selling hats that say "Hawkter" or something. Hawkter. How are you even meant to say that in like a normal sentence?
You've got to monetize off it whilst it's hot, but hats is like
hats. What a weird avenue to go down.
Know.
It's a bit of a strange one, isn't it? But merch is merch, innit? Maybe we should make some merch. Yeah, I've been thinking about it. Have you seen that thing you can get on OnlyFans? It's called like Spring Store, and you can set it up with your OnlyFans, and you can like make your own. So you like make a little sticker, and then you can put it on like mugs and phone cases and stuff, and it pins to the top of your OnlyFans so that guys can like go on and buy like Robyn Richards cups and stuff like that.
I was saying to my friend it comes from a joke where I obviously have a southern accent and I call her Tao instead of Talia.
Tao.
And we were really drunk one night and she went, why all last night were you calling me Towel? But I was saying Tao. Tao, like T-A-L, Tao.
Yeah.
Get me? So we come to the conclusion that she should start making towels from her OnlyFans, like a cum rag with your face on it.
Oh my god, yeah.
Wouldn't that be a good merch?
Towels.
Yeah, so like imagine like when he's finished wanking over you, he can
wank onto the face.
Your face.
Yeah, that's such a good idea. I might start making
merch, isn't it?
Gia Clarke cum rags. It's not the same ring to it, but I'm sure. Yeah, maybe I will. Maybe that's going to be on the merch list. Yeah. Ooh, Clark's cum rags.
Yeah.
Stop. I'm going to have to start making some Clarky cum rags, and then hopefully it'll take off. I love that. Okay, I'm just looking at my little list. Some of these questions are so weird. I just got like loads of like random questions ages ago, and then okay. Ooh, here we go. This is a good one. How would you describe your perfect day off? So no work, nothing like OnlyFans or anything related, just a full day. What would you do if you could just do whatever you wanted all day? What are your fun hobbies? What you like to paint? I've seen on your Instagram. It was really good.
I like painting, but like that can become very stressful very quickly.
Why is that?
Because I get very into it and I can't do anything else, and then mess goes everywhere, and then if I don't have the tools, and then I can't get it done all in that day. Like, painting, I have found, is a good outlet, but it's not relaxing. That's for when, like, you're manic and you can't focus on anything else to, like, focus your brain.
Yeah.
If I was a manic day off, painting. But if it was a chill day off, I'd like to go to, like, a spa and eat some nice steak and chill, and then come home and have a cuddle with the cat.
Oh, that
and
sounds
just
fun.
Myself.
Yeah, that's on my days off. I literally just sit with my dog all day.
Yeah, like, I just like
Oh my
to
God.
eat good food. Do you know what I mean? If there's good food involved, I don't really mind what I'm doing.
What's your favourite food to get? Do you eat prawns and stuff? No, I know you said you didn't eat fish. Oh my God.
It's such a shame.
When I lived in Liverpool, I used to get this banging place called Bubba's Top Kitchen. Have you ever been?
I used to live near there.
So peng. Oh my God, it is literally the best place ever. And then when I moved to Liverpool, moved to Manchester, sorry, I've been trying to find like a place that's just as good. And there were loads of like copycat ones. Well,
Kilo's Trap Kitchen.
Kilo. I don't think I liked that one. I think I tried that. I think I only like Bubba's. Team Bubba's till I die.
I like Bubba's, but I prefer Kilos. But the waffles from Bubba's are better.
Yeah, and you can get like a big massive one at Bubba's, like a big share thingy box.
Yeah, you can get like a big box. But I don't eat fish. I feel like I will never be a sophisticated person until I learn to eat seafood.
Really? Have you ever tried it? I never used to like it until about 3 years ago. And now I'm like seafood mad.
I was very fussy when I was younger, and I only suddenly realised about 6 months ago I hadn't tried steak. I tell everyone I don't eat steak, I don't like red meat, and then someone said exactly that to me. Have you actually tried it? And I thought, no, I haven't. And I tried it and I loved it, but I'm not ready to try seafood because the smell puts me off.
What you should get as well from Liverpool? Have you ever had a caribou poutine?
No.
Oh my fucking God. This, like, you cannot get anything like it in Manchester. I'm so upset. But basically it's like steak, chip. It comes delivered. It comes like steak, chips and like garlic, cheese and gravy. But it's like all like with like special herbs and stuff. It's poutine's like a Canadian dish, and there's nowhere else that does it other than this like other version of this in Milton Keynes. Get it, you can get it delivered, and next when you go home, that's your homework to try the poutine, and then from there you can get some prawns on your poutine, and then we can go and get nice Bubba's next time I'm in Liverpool once you're eating seafood.
Yeah, I would like to eat seafood, but I'm not ready. I think I've got the steak on the go. You know what I mean? And I'm going more and more rare every time I go out for a steak. How do you have your steak?
Medium rare, kind of. I like it a little bit pink, but not too pink. I don't like blood. I just like a little bit of pink. But I'm trying to stop eating red meat, to be fair.
Why?
Just because of the health risks. It's like really bad for like giving you cancer and stuff, red meat, apparently.
I know. All these people online now eating steak and eggs for breakfast.
I know. Well, I also wanted to do a carnivore diet, so I'm kind of like... I just watched a documentary on Netflix. I think it was called... I don't know what it was called, but it was telling you about like basically all the bad things. But apparently you can't eat anything though these days. They were saying vegan meat is bad, normal meat is bad, everything is bad.
Everything is so bad for you.
So I'm just not doing any kind of diet now. Yeah, I'll just eat dust.
Have ciggies and coffee.
Yeah, I've started drinking mushroom coffee.
I've heard it's really good.
I hope so. It's not. I don't know if I see many.
Found the effects?
I'm on day 3, so I'm like, I don't know if.
See, my friend was microdosing on mushrooms, like magic mushrooms, and having that coffee, and he said that having that coffee was making life really intense because the microdose, apparently they bring each other out. Well,
I don't know if this is naughty to say, but I had some magic mushrooms yesterday. Are they? Yeah, shall I'm allowed to consume them anyway? I was like, am I going to get in trouble for saying this? But I had you can put them like in your coffee. I put some in my mushroom coffee, so I was like, and I only put a little bit in, like a bit of dust, but it just put me in like a really good mood. But I feel like mushrooms are like really good for like your brain and stuff anyway, aren't they? Like the psychogoblin, is that how you say it?
Place when you take them, I think they can be very like enlightening and good for the brain. But I once had magic mushroom chocolate when I was getting in the bath at 11 p.m. And I was literally looking in the mirror going, you are fine. Like,
oh my God.
You are okay. It was bad for a few hours.
Oh, mushroom chocolate. I got someone sent me some, right, from Instagram, and told me it was microdose. I was like, oh, do you want to try this microdose magic mushroom chocolate? I was like, oh yeah, like I love anything like that. So they sent me this bar of chocolate, and I was like, right. And I had a little bite of it, and I thought, ooh, this actually tastes so nice. I was like, it can't be strong if it tastes so nice.
Chocolate.
I was absolutely mashed. Like, I ate this chocolate, and then I was like, ooh, I don't know a bit. But like, not even long later, I was like in my chair, like. But I was having a great time. I just couldn't move.
There's something with them. Every time I've had it in a chocolate bar, like in a tea, everything like you say, a bit buzzy. But every time I have them chocolate, I'm like that.
They just sunk you out. I do love them though.
Yeah, they are good.
Right, I'm gonna have a look at some dilemmas. So I saved a couple. I don't know how good they are and how much we're gonna be able to help these people. But these are not real people. Well, they are real, but they haven't sent it to me. They're just on the internet. So yeah, they don't actually want my advice, but they're getting it. So, okay, the first one is, my boyfriend just informed me after 10 years together that he is a father of 2. A few days ago, my boyfriend started saying he needs to tell me something. I would have never have guessed he was going to tell me that he is a father of 2. It happened before we met one another, and I don't have all the information about custody or child support because I've been in too much shock to even ask. How could I have been with this person almost every day for 10 years and never had a single clue? I always trusted him and never felt like he was being dishonest with me. 10 years of my life, he let me believe our future together, talked to me about marriage and kids one day. I wanted to take things slow because I've had traumatic experiences in the past. Now we act as if our relationship can continue on its projected path, as if this doesn't change every aspect of our lives. I don't even know why I'm considering staying with a man that could lie so easily. Sunk cost, fallacy, denial, I don't know. I'm so confused and angry right now. He was everything I wanted in a man. I didn't agree to be a step-parent. I never would have made that choice at 20. He shattered my trust, reality and future. I guess I want to ask...
She's 20, but they've been together for 10 years.
I think she was 20 and now she's 30. Yeah, because it says...
Right. Okay.
It just says me, 30, female.
Right, okay.
At the start. I guess I want to ask, what would you do? So...
Well, I guess my first question is, what was the intent behind it? Did he go into the relationship thinking, I'm going to lie to her? Or was it one of them where, like, you meet someone and you get to know their name and then you forget their name, but the conversation's going so well, it gets too awkward to ask their name. And then 10 years have passed and you still haven't mentioned the fact that you've got 2 kids because there was never a right time.
I know, but that being said, 10 years is long, bro. It's like fucking...
Why men can't be trusted? What is going on?
Well, yeah, we all know that, but still, I feel like I don't really know what I would even say in regards to that. I'd be like, well, my advice to everybody's like, leave him, dump him, man of trash, goodbye.
Also, like, not being horrible to her, but how, like, not on the ball do you have to be to be?
But he obviously doesn't see his kids by the sounds of it. Well, I don't know. I feel like if he was involved in his kid's life, but I don't know. Yeah, actually, she said
if he's not involved in their lives at all, then it is kind of down to him whether he wants to tell her or not, because it's nothing to do with him. Yeah, fair enough. He should drop it in there somewhere at some point, you know what I mean? But
I suppose that would you want like someone? I personally wouldn't want to be with someone if I knew that they had kids that they weren't involved with. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't really want to be a step parent, but if I did get with someone who had kids, so to be like, it doesn't really bother me.
It depends on the circumstances. Yeah, but you'd still want to know, wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course. As long, like, if they make the effort with their kid, I would prefer that loads than if they didn't and the kid wasn't involved, because then it's like, well, what if I was pregnant here? Like, what, you're just going to abandon my child, me and this unborn child?
That's what I mean about, you know, were they young? Like, was there some sort of situation involved?
I suppose we won't know, will we? But it just is 10 years and he lies. I wonder all the kids
heavy though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wonder what her face was like when she found out.
Oh my God, she would have been... you'd be fuming though, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Because,
like, essentially, like, if she doesn't
How
stay
old
with
are
him,
the kids? Where are the kids?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The kid... Well, if they've been together 10 years...
Kids?
If she... I'm going to assume the kids are, like, 15. Or, like, 16. I don't know.
Yeah. So
no,
there was a good 6-year gap before.
Well,
came along.
no, I can't do maths. I was doing that backwards. I meant 14 because then that makes him 16, doesn't it? They might have had like 16 being
He
a 16.
might have had kids young, and the mum might have gone with someone else, or she might have not wanted him involved, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
There's something went on.
Something fishy.
He should have told her.
He should have, really. But
like, I was
the
with a fella
is,
once, and he turned out to have a 5-year relationship.
Really? What? And he was still in the relationship?
Yeah, well, when we first like got together, he told me it was his ex, and they were still in contact.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, you know, I've seen her a couple times. And then it was like, oh, she's moving back into the house.
Oh, God.
And, like, they were getting back together. But there was, like, you know, I was young and stupid. I, you know, endorsed the affair because I had a pregnancy and things like this. And then one day I got a phone call off the girl at 7 o'clock in the morning being like, you've been seeing my fella. And I was like, well, did he tell you I was pregnant at the time? And she was like, no. And I was like, well, I thought you'd moved out. Like, you've only just moved out back in. And she went, I never moved out. And I was like, it was bad. He'd been with her for 5 years and fully lied to me.
Oh, my God. Did you tell her then everything as well? Like,
Yeah.
Did she end up leaving him in the end? Or did she...
No.
No. Oh, my God. I hate when girls
I hate
do
when
this.
they do that.
Oh, my God.
Well.
This
Why
is
did
so...
you get mad at me?
I hate when they do that. Like, this happened to me, something similar. So this guy, I was, like, seeing him, like, a couple of years ago for quite a while, right? And then... for whatever reason, we like went our separate ways, and then it turned out. Oh, I think because I was living in Liverpool, he was living like far away. So like, better not be too specific on it. But anyway, we ended up moving into the same. Like literally, I moved away from Liverpool, and the house that I moved in was like a 2-minute drive from his house. Like we were so close, and he started coming around to see me, right, and things were happening. But anyway, I didn't realise that he had a girlfriend that he'd lived with, that he'd bought a house with, right? It was so bad. And
was
then
he Scouse?
No, we wasn't.
I was going to say classic.
He was telling me that they'd split up, and I had to make a fake Instagram and go on the girl's Instagram and watch her story to find out. And she'd put pictures of them together. So I inboxed her and I was like, oh, I basically just told her everything, and she didn't believe me. And I was like, right, I've got a Ring camera in my house. Like, I've got one on the door and I've got one inside my house. I was like, how much do you want to see? Because like, can show you him.
I will show you him turning up
I sent her the Ring camera video, and she still didn't believe me. I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, there is a video here. It says the date at the top, and she's like, can you do this and this? I'm like, hun,
you know
I'm not getting paid enough for this.
The whole thing.
But I was like, how much? If someone came to me and was like, oh, this is your boyfriend on a Ring camera, then like,
I'd be like, take the Ring camera down. Let's get him round there. Tie him up.
Yeah,
but what's your opinion on this though? So I had this opinion with one of the girls literally today, and as sad as it is, when you look at how many men cheat, it's like, do you like live in this world of like, oh, I'm gonna find a man that will stay with me and like only me, or do you like put yourself in a position where you're less likely to get hurt because actually the likelihood is your man's gonna go with other people? Like, they just do. That's what men are like. And it's sad to like think that that's how we've all been like raised to, you know, think that one and one and one and one and one.
Yeah, no,
but men aren't instinctively like that.
But I think as well, more and more people are becoming like more open, like not even in an open relationship, but like going swinging and stuff like that is very more like popular, very more popular. It's very more popular than it was. And like, I've noticed loads more people are going to like sex clubs and stuff now than they were before. So like, men are kind of getting to go and like, I'd be in a swinging relationship. 100%.
I would. I don't love it.
I'm just so desensitized now. I think because of all the like scenes that I've done, like group scenes and like girl, boy, boy, girl, like this, that, and the. It's like it all just like it's just sex, really, and it's like as long as there are no feelings involved, like if it's not like an emotional pursuit, then I wouldn't. But as long as I can do the same, it's a two-way street.
One for one and one for the other.
Definitely. So, but I think a lot of girls do like think like, oh my God, blah blah blah. But I think as well now, more and more girls are realizing like our heads are easily turned now. Not that we should just be okay with it, but like you probably need to find like a medium ground.
If you can find an agreement where it's discussed, because otherwise the likelihood is when he's out with the lads and they're all going, oh, he might go and stray anyway. So at least if you have that agreement in place and it's already been discussed, then they're more likely to stay loyal to your agreement, whatever that may be. But if it's not, and if it's like, no, you can't even look at another girl, don't be liking her photos and all this, then like, they're going to be shagging brasses, going down to the lappies and everything in between. Like they will.
That's it. And I think as well, I think sometimes if men feel like that they're restricted, it makes them want to do it more. Like I've had boyfriends in the past where I've been like, tried to make them have a lap dance and they're like, no, I just want you. Like I actually paid for a boyfriend to have a dance. I put £70 out the bar. I was like, pick any stripper. And he's like, what? Like,
but do you enjoy watching like your fella who you're with getting pleasure or whatever, for even if it's from someone else, just appreciating, you know, sex? I think working in the industry, you can appreciate people's bodies, sex, everything a lot more. So if you're with someone and they're getting a lap dance, you'll be thinking, oh, this looks lovely, like how nice. But for a lot of girls who might have only slept with like a couple of people in their lives, and you know, they'd be, oh, like I'm gonna get married and that's gonna be my one person, they'll be like, oh my god, imagine,
literally.
even the thought being in a lap dancing club is a bit much. Do you know what I'm saying? Definitely.
Because like some guys as well are like, oh my god, like if my wife ever found out that I was in here, it's secret safe with me. But I do
Meanwhile,
get it.
You're sending her the Ring doorbell.
But I do get it. But like in a way, I kind of like, I get the girl's side as well. Like it's not, especially if you're not confident. Like a lot of women, especially if they're married, they've had kids, they're like not got as much body confidence anymore. Especially if you've been married for a long time. Like you know how it gets in long-term relationships, you start to like not let yourself go, but you're not shaving your legs every day. You're not like keeping on top of yourself as you should be. So it is easy to be like, you feel like a shadow of yourself, and then to see that your partner has gone with a probably younger, like glamorous, like young girl, it's not nice to think about. It's when you
feeling threatened though, isn't it? That's what I think it comes down to. If you're 100% like, that's my man, he's committed to me, I'm not gonna get threatened by any other her, no matter how young or gorgeous she is.
Exactly.
I know he loves me. Then you'll probably not be as asked if he did go and do that. But if you do have them insecurities, like you say, then you're more threatened, aren't you, by like the younger, fresher. Yeah. Not even has to be younger, like just
anyone new,
different from what you are.
It's because it's, I mean, for the guy, it's like new and exciting, isn't it? Like, and then like, it's not like, it's, what did I read once? Like every time, so do you know, every time a guy comes to a porn video, like say if there's like one video, say if it's of us and a guy comes to it once, the next time if he watches that same video again, it's going to be harder for him to come to it because he's already like come. It's the same as when like, say if you like fuck someone for the first time and they come in like seconds, but then like I feel like the more
time though, when you like really fancy someone, it's like oh, and then you've been in a relationship for 6 months and you're thinking, right, let me roll over this way. We know what position's coming next. It is. You have like a little routine after it. You have to keep it a bit more spiced up.
Yeah, that's it. And I think that's maybe where like some relationships do struggle, because I think like a lot of women as well like forget that you have to like keep your man happy, like, and I think like I do it as well. I'm like, oh, like, but you have to remember in relationships it's not all about you, and that guys think about sex and want sex generally more than we do. Like
they're literally walking around going, oh, look at that tight skirt over there. Ooh, look at her in it.
Oh my, some guy was literally videoing my ass in the middle of public, but I got off a train and I had like, granted I had a very like arsey outfit on, like it was super tight. And I was with my friend and she just turned around and she was like, what the fuck are you doing, you creep? And a guy literally had his phone with the flash on my ass and everything, like not even being subtle about it. I was like, what the hell?
Excuse me.
I know, literally, like, you can see that stuff online. But yeah, people are wild.
That's disrespectful. Like, come on, in public, filming people without like permission, that's a bit mad.
Yeah, people are just nuts, aren't they? Right, I've got one more dilemma, so let's get into this.
I don't know if I'm ready.
So, Boyfriend shared bed with female friend he's made out with before. Should I just end it? Last year, when my boyfriend went on holiday with a group of friends at one of the destinations, he shared a bed with one of his female friends who he had kissed once before at university. He said that he only slept there because there was nowhere else to sleep except for one night when he got really drunk and crashed on the couch. I was very upset because prior to him leaving for the trip, I had told him I wouldn't be happy with him sharing a bed with another girl, but obviously he did it anyway. When I first found out he shared a bed with her, we had a fight over it, talked about it, and eventually moved on. However, less than a year later, he's going back on another trip with the same group of friends. It's for a close friend's wedding, so I can understand he has to go. I've been invited, but I can't go due to work, etc. I'm not sure I can get over it now. I don't think anything happened between the two of them. The blatant disregard for my feelings really hurt. This second trip will be a reminder, so I'm sad thinking about it. What do I do?
I feel like he's lying.
I feel like there's no way
we've only made out. We just slept in the same bed.
He definitely
together.
gave her a cheeky digit or two. Like,
no, they have not only just made out at uni as well. Like everybody's
freshers,
at it.
Yeah,
like, yeah,
for sure.
Freshers is like your numbers quadrupling 100%.
Yeah, definitely. So, what would you give that? What would you get this girl to do? What would your advice be to?
I would tell her to give her head a wobble and decide what she wants. And say to her fella, listen, I know you're full of shit. We have to come to an agreement, like we were saying before.
Yeah, it's all about negotiation and
yeah,
communication and all that jazz.
You go in that event. Watch, I get the Chippendales round.
Yeah. Like a girls trip to Vegas.
I know, on a serious note, like, obviously, it's hard things, like, people breaking your trust like that, but that is classic lack of communication. He's lying to you, love. So if you're gonna go with the lie, then like give your own head a wobble, because he's not just made out with her once at uni and now sharing a bed with her, and now she just so happens to be like appearing at other events. Like, no, sorry.
Yeah, she's definitely like,
that's you putting the wool up over your own eyes, isn't it?
I mean, I feel like if you'd say to your partner something like, oh, I don't want you to do this, and then they go and do it anyway, not dependent, that wasn't the word I was looking for. Sometimes I just brain fog. What is the word? I'm trying to, oh my God, it's going even more now.
Wait, say the sentence again from the start.
What is the sentence?
The sentence was
what
about,
were we talking about?
the man, and he's had a kiss with a girl, and he's shared a bed.
Right. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say and really struggling with. So anything that you ask your partner what to do, if they still go against it and still go against what you said and do it, regardless of what it is, so then it's still like you're going against your partner's wishes in the relationship. Especially when it's something like this, it makes it even worse, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know why that was so difficult.
Yeah, I mean,
so if I said to you like, oh, I don't want you going in Asda, and then you go in Asda.
I just went in Asda anyway.
Yeah, like if I say like, if you go to Asda, it's gonna really, really upset me. But then if you go to Asda,
and I'm like, yeah, but I'm not being funny. I just love all the smart price.
Like, well,
section.
Tesco's does their own smart price, so you can go there surely.
Well, then it's about compromise, isn't it? Like, he wants to sleep in a bed with another girl, and you don't want him to. Nah, you know what? He
sounds like he needs the bin.
He is a little snake. He's not being honest with her.
Yeah.
Like, how can she make a correct judgment on the situation or talk to him properly if she doesn't actually know what's going on?
Yeah, I think they need to talk. He needs to be honest with her. She needs to decide whether the trust has been betrayed.
This is the problem with them, though. Like, us as women, we're all generally very understanding, lovely people, maybe a little bit crazy, but it is what it is. Men will just sell you a dream of lies, and they'll just like tell you what you want to hear. And it's like, you know, you don't have to say what I want to hear. If you just told me the truth, I'd probably be all right with it. But you have to dress it up as some miraculous thing, like, oh, you're my princess in a tower, and I'm going to protect you. And then you're just out here shagging next girl. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's mad.
I know, it's a crazy one, but there are some good guys out there. Shout out to all the the good guys that are there. We know you do exist. We're not just going, we all hate guys, because I don't know what ratio of guys watch this. Oh yeah, if you subscribe to us, then roses for you. rose petals. Rose petals all for you. Maybe not farted on, depending if you're into that. But yeah, that was really fun. Thank you so much for coming on, Robyn. I enjoyed our little chat. And we will be meeting up again really, really soon to do a live. So if you want to watch our fun X-rated antics, which is a bit more X-rated than this, just a tad, then we'll send you the link to that. And if you want to follow Robyn on social media, what are your @s and tags that people can add?
RBYNRXS, Robyn Richards. That's all it is.
Is that on Instagram and everything?
Yeah, keeping it all the same.
And what's your OF? Is that the same or is that different?
Robyn Richards.
Okay,
with a Y.
If you want to see the noodles, then you know where to go. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. It's been so much fun. I've had a good old giggle as always. And I'll see you next time. I always get really awkward with these endings. I was like, bye.
When in doubt, peace and out.
Woo!